Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. Welcome to BSS Online Education. I am Muhammad Imtiaz Ali, your physics teacher. Today I am going to explain about force. Look at the definition. A push or pull acting on an object is called a force. The SI unit of force is Newton and its symbol is capital N. To understand force, look at the picture. The first two picture is about pushing and the last picture is about pulling. Look at the first one. The boy is pushing the ball, and the second picture, the man is pushing the car. So when we are pushing any object, that is called force. In the same time, we can see the boy is pulling a toy car. So when we are pulling any object, that is also force. So push or pull acting on an object is called force. Now I am going to explain about the effects of force. Look at the first effect. A force can make a stationary body move. Look at the picture. The boy is applying force on the stationary stool, and after applying force, the stool is moving. So force can make a stationary body move. Look at the second one. A force can make a moving body stop. Look at that man. He is applying force on his brake to stop his cycle. Same thing when we are moving car, moving trucks, everything we can stop by applying force on the brake. So by this way, force can make a moving body stop. Then the third effect is about a force can change the direction of motion of a body. Look at here. The tennis player is trying to change the direction of that ball, and he is putting it on the opponent's side. So when we are applying force, it can change the direction of motion of a body. A force can change the speed of a body. How? Look at the picture. The boy is pedaling harder, and that's why the bicycle is moving faster. So the more force we will apply, the cycle will move faster, and by this way force can change the speed of a body. And look at the last one. A force can change the shape and size of a body. Look at the picture. Here a baker uses a force on his dough to shape it into a curry puff. So by applying force, we can change the shape and size of a body. So these are all about the effects of force. Right now I am going to explain about the types of force. Look at here. There are two types of force. The first one is about non-contact force. The forces that act at a distance are called non-contact force. Look at the examples: gravitational force, electrostatic force, and magnetic force. These forces don't depend on any physical contact, and that's why they all are the examples of non-contact force. And contact force, the forces that act only when objects are in physical contact, are called contact force. For examples: muscular force, frictional force. These are examples of contact force. That means they depend on physical contact. Right now I am going to explain about gravitational force. Attractive force exerting between two objects which have mass is known as gravitational force. Look at the picture. An apple is falling to the ground, and this is the reason why they are falling downwards, because of gravity. We know any objects, when we are trying to fall it it always going down. Any free falling objects, they always go to the ground. Why? Because earth is always pulling each and every object which has mass, and this force is known as gravitational force, which is working downward. Then electrostatic force, the force between two charges, is known as electrostatic force. Look at the picture. When we are rubbing a plastic comb on our sleeve, and if we hold it close to tiny pieces of paper, we can see they all are attracted by the comb. And what is the reason? Because when we are combing, on that time that comb are getting charged, and for that charge they all attract the tiny pieces of papers. So this is called electrostatic force. Then magnetic force, the force with which magnets pull each other, is called the magnetic force. Look at the picture. Here the magnet is attracting the iron nails, and this force is related with magnet, and that's why it is called magnetic force. Now muscular force, the force exerted by the muscles of our body to push or pull an object, is called the muscular force. Look at the picture. The man is pulling the object by applying force through his muscles, and that's why this force is known as muscular force. That means which force exerted by our body parts like our muscles, which force we are exerting, that is called muscular force. And then frictional force, the force that acting opposite to the direction of motion. This is an interesting force. Look at here. When we are pushing force on that object on the right side, its motion is on the right, and frictional force will try to oppose its motion. That means this is the force which acting opposite to the direction of motion, and that's why it is known as frictional force. So these are all about different types of force. That's all for today. Thank you.